Imagine this. You've just watched the story of the very first car, Karl Benz, Bertha, the motor wagon. Now imagine the world right after that. One experimental car exists. Most people still think it's a joke. No one believes this car thing will become normal life. And somewhere else in Europe, another family business is quietly moving steel, sharpening blades, grinding coffee, and preparing to become the second car maker in human history. This is not Germany. This is France. This is the story of Peugeot. Welcome back to Autolore. For most people, Peugeot is just another badge on the road, a lion on the grill, a French car. But the story begins long before cars. Early 1800s, the Peugeot family runs mills and metal workshops. They make saws, springs for watches, coffee grinders, bicycle frames. Nothing about them says cars yet, but everything about them says industry. The world is changing. Steam engines are appearing. Railways stretch across countries. But roads still belong to horses. Inside this world, one man in the family is different. His name is Armand Peugeot. He isn't satisfied with making tools. He's fascinated by motion, by bicycles, by machines that move people, not just cut wood. He visits the 1880s World Fairs. He sees engines, bicycles, early experiments in horseless vehicles, and he thinks, if this works, it will change everything we make. But Armand has a problem. His family is cautious. They like certainty, they like profit. They do not like wild new machines that might explode. Armand knows if he moves too fast, he risks tearing the family apart. But if he moves too slow, someone else will invent the future first. So he makes a decision. Start small, not with a car, with a tricycle. It's 1889, Paris, the World's Fair. Crowds flood through giant halls of glass and steel, electric lights, industrial machines. The Eiffel Tower itself is still new. On the Peugeot stand, 4 strange three-wheeled machines sit on display. They run on steam, oil-fired boilers, pipes, valves, hissing, rattling, alive. These are the Serpollet Peugeot steam tricycles, built with engineer Léon Serpollet. Most visitors stare, some laugh, some are impressed. To them, it's a circus trick. To Armand, it's a door opening. But as the fair goes on, Armand notices 2 things. First, steam is heavy, complicated, and slow to start. It's not the future of everyday travel. Second, there is something new in the building nearby. A compact engine, no boiler, no giant tank, just explosions of gasoline in a tiny metal heart. The engine belongs to a German inventor, Gottlieb Daimler. In that moment, he realizes, steam is our present, but this is the future. After the fair, Armand makes a bold decision. He will abandon steam and build a car powered by this new gasoline engine. He reaches out to 2 more names, Daimler and the French firm Panhard and Levasseur, who license and build Daimler's engines in France. Together, they prepare something new, a 4-wheeled carriage. Light enough for the engine, strong enough for the roads. In 1890, the Peugeot Type 2 is born. It's not a steam tricycle, it's a real automobile. 2-cylinder Daimler engine, about 2 horsepower, top speed around 18 km/h. By today's standards, it's painfully slow. But compared to walking or riding in a horse cart on muddy roads, it is a glimpse of another world. And here's the strange part. While Karl Benz is building the motor wagon in Germany, and Daimler is experimenting with engines, Peugeot quietly becomes one of the first companies in the world to start actually manufacturing cars. Not just one prototype, but a growing line of machines. In 1892, they build 29 cars. In 1894, 40. In 1895, 72. By 1899, 300. The numbers are tiny today. But back then, this is mass production. Still, there's a problem. An invention doesn't become part of everyday life just by existing. People need to see it, trust it. Peugeot understands this, so they do something smart. They put their cars into public challenges. 1891. France is about to host one of the toughest bicycle races in the world, Paris-Brest-Paris. A brutal 1,200-kilometer loop for cyclists. Peugeot has an idea. What if one of their cars follows the race? Not to compete, but to survive. So they prepare a Peugeot Type 3 V-twin engine, about 2 horsepower rear engine layout. 2 men climb in, Louis Rigoulot, chief engineer, and Auguste Doriot, workshop foreman. They leave the factory in Valentiny, drive to Paris, follow the cyclists from Paris to Brest, then back to Paris, and finally, all the way home. Total distance, over 2,000 kilometers. Rain, mud, rough roads, no support. A record is set, the longest gasoline-powered journey. The Type 3 survives, and something else happens. The demonstration car is sold. This is psychology at work. When people see a car finish what horses struggle to finish, their brains make a simple leap. If it can do that, it can take me to the next town. Armand Peugeot understands this perfectly. He doesn't just build cars, he builds belief. By the mid-1890s, Peugeot is no longer an experiment. It's a serious manufacturer. They number their models. Type 3, Type 4, Type 5. Each new number, a new lesson. They become one of the first to fit rubber tires on petrol-powered cars. Solid at first, then pneumatic. Comfort improves. Fear turns into curiosity. For ordinary people, the car is still terrifying. Then comes another test, racing, 1894. The Paris-Rouen event, one of the earliest motor races in history. The rules are strange. The goal isn't just speed, it's reliability, comfort, safety. In this race, Peugeot cars don't just participate, they win. They share top results with Panhard, showing the world that French cars can be fast and dependable. A year later, Paris-Bordeaux-Paris, another brutal contest. A lightened Peugeot Type 3 finishes near the front, averaging over 21 km/h. It's not about trophies. Every finish is a message. This machine works. This brand can be trusted. But behind the success, tension grows. Inside the Peugeot family, not everyone believes in Armand's path. Some want bicycles and tools. Cars feel risky, expensive, uncertain. In 1896, the conflict reaches a breaking point. Armand splits. He creates a separate company, Société des Automobiles Peugeot. On one side, Peugeot's old businesses. On the other, Armand's dream, cars. It's a risky move. If automobiles fail, his branch dies. But if they succeed, the entire family name changes meaning. As the 20th century begins, cars are no longer science fiction. Peugeot builds more models, more powerful engines, more comfortable cars. They watch what happens abroad. In Germany, Benz and Daimler continue to evolve. In America, Henry Ford is still working toward the Model T. But Peugeot is already on the road. In some cities, the first car a person ever sees is not a Benz, not a Daimler. It's a Peugeot. That's how history really works. Not as a straight line with only one hero, but as a network of inventions happening in different places, at the same time pushing each other forward. As decades pass, Peugeot faces the same storms as every major car maker: war, crisis, shortages, factories are damaged, production stops, then starts again. But each time when peace returns, Peugeot is still there. They launch new models, family cars, taxis, city cars, and rugged sedans for long roads across Africa and Europe. Little by little, the brand's character becomes clear, not the loudest, not the most luxurious, just durable, clever, quietly everywhere. The company that started with saws and coffee grinders now builds machines that carry families through generations. Here's the part most people never think about. If the steam tricycle had been their final experiment, if the Type 2 had broken down and been forgotten, if the Paris-Brest-Paris journey had ended in disaster, the car might still exist, but weaker, less competitive, less diverse. Automotive history needs more than one pioneer. It needs rivals. Benz created the spark. Peugeot turned it into a fire. So the next time you see a Peugeot on the street, a small hatchback, a family SUV, a taxi in some busy city, remember this: Behind that ordinary car is a line that runs all the way back to steam tricycles at the 1889 Paris World Fair, to bold decisions to abandon steam for gasoline, to long test journeys on muddy French roads, to family arguments about risk and the future, to engineers who believed a 2-horsepower engine could change the world. Peugeot is not just another old brand. It is one of the first companies to bet its entire future on the automobile. If Benz gave the world its first car, Peugeot helped prove that cars were not a curiosity, but a new way of living. And this is why the true story of cars doesn't end with the first name. We follow the seconds, the forgotten ones, the brands hidden behind badges we think we already know. This is exactly what auto lore is about. Not just the famous legends, but the deeper truths behind the cars we see every day. Now you've met the second great pioneer. If you want to see how the rest of this world was built, stay with us. This is Auto Lore. Subscribe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next legend.